Welcome to the video, people. Tonight we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna talk about the top mountain bike products under $35 that you can get during the pandemic. Let's go shopping. We are on the TX MTBN top mountain bike products shopping list, and I'll link to all these in the description of the video for you guys, but I'm gonna go from the bottom up here. So if you guys are like me and you've been riding a little bit in the dark as the days have gotten shorter and you've had maybe a little more time on your hands since COVID has been around, you might need a light. If you're looking for a starter light, this is a great light. Just under 35 bucks, just under the threshold for this video. The Night Rider, I really like this brand. This is the Swift 500. Let's check this guy out. I am actually looking at the 900 on the table here. So I've got the 900. Awesome combo is to get the 900 on your handlebars and then put this guy on your helmet. So this one is a 500. And it is just under 35 bucks, and the batteries on these things last forever, and they are waterproof, and they're really hard to accidentally turn on in your pack. So this is a great starter light if you don't have one for your bike and you're trying to ride around a little bit in the dark. There's also, let's see here, let's go. There's also the 900, they have several. They have the 500, the 900, and then I think there's one, here we go. There's one right below the $17.95 for the 300. So if you're looking for a starter light, these things are totally nuke-proof. Night Rider, it's got an NR on the top there. Really, really good little starter light. P&W grips. I love these grips. I love this brand. They are stewards of the mountain bike community and donate a % of their profits to mountain bike organizations and helping to get kids into the sport. So I love this brand. These grips are really, really great. You got a whole bunch of colors you can choose from. You can see what these guys look like up close. It kind of gets a little bit bigger out towards the end. It's got an Allen grip lock on it, so you can tighten them down. You got all the colors you could want. 22 bucks, 25 bucks, depending on the color. Every color you could basically want. Awesome grip. If you do not have one of these handlebar holders, it will change your life. Get one of these in your shop. 20 bucks for this thing. I like this Park Tool one. I like a lot of the Park Tool stuff. I don't mind spending a little bit more money to get something nice, but this basically goes on your bike like this and holds it in place while you're working on it. And whether you're working up against your workbench or on a floor stand or in a bike stand, this thing will save your life. You'll love it. This Top Peak Smart Gauge, just under the $35 threshold. I love this thing. It's pretty solid. You never know about these things because the reviews, you just don't know. You know, it could have thousands of reviews and be a piece of garbage. But this one is well reviewed, but it also, I've got it in my shop. I'm looking at it right now. It's got this yellow button, which is really cool. On the left-hand side, you can let air out as you're doing it. You do have to kind of reset it to get a new read, but it's a nice little feature. You can go to Presta or Schrader, and it's a cool little pump. Good to have in your shop so you can get a good sense of what your tire pressure is. Again, Park Tool, this is a game changer. Let me show you what this thing does. So you put it in where your axle would normally go, and then it holds your chain in place. So this is a really cool feature because if you've got your derailleur locked out, your chain is probably hanging down and it's getting in the way maybe as you're working on the bike. So this will hold your chain in place so it's nice and tight up out of the way as you're working on the bike. 20 bucks, worth it every day. There's some cheaper ones, I'll link to those. This is one of those tools where, to me, you don't really need to have the super nice one, but I like the Park Tool stuff. Wash kit. If you don't have a wash kit, this thing is pretty good. This thing here on the bottom left is for washing your tire. You got a chain washer here in the top left. You've got some different brushes. This one on the bottom right, you can stick through your spokes and wash your hub. And then you've got this thing on that has the teeth on it, is to clean gunk out on your cassette. Grab yourself one of these. Let me show you how I organize this thing in my garage. Let's jump to this. So I've got one of these Sure-Hold buckets, and these things are 20 bucks. I love having these in the shop. They're super thick. It's like a double-walled bucket. They're super strong, and it's got a rope handle on it, which I really like. I use that in combination with this guy, 22 bucks. And you can put your bike washing kit in this bucket, and you can take it out on the driveway, fill it with soap and water, get your wash on, and put all of your new wash kit in that, and then keep it nice and tidy in the garage. I love that combo of products. If you don't have a torque wrench and you've been torquing on your bike, especially if you have carbon components, you got to get a torque wrench. Here's a starter wrench that'll get you a 4, 5, and 6. Let's see. Yeah, this is 4, 5, and 6. And then it includes some hex heads. This I don't have in my shop, but it's well reviewed. And I wanted to show you guys one that was under the threshold for this video of 35 bucks. Here it is at $29.99. I will show you the ones that I have. If you don't have one of these in your arsenal, you need to get one. I have got this guy, which is above the threshold for this video, but I'll link to it. It's rock solid. I've got it in my shop. I've been using it for a few months now. It's got a nice break into it. It comes with pretty much all the heads you need to get around a normal bike. And it goes from 2 to 14, which covers just about everything in your cockpit and a lot of the other bolts on your bike. If you got to get into some of the heavier stuff on your suspension or other things, I've got this Park Tool TW6.2. It's 125 bucks, so well above the threshold for this video, but I wanted to show it to you because I've got it in the shop, and I didn't mind spending the money for the 10 to 60 Nm Newton meters. It's a very solid tool, and I really like having a little bit of precision in the ones that I need to get into those heavier crank volumes on. So let's back up here and start right here. This grease gun from Park Tool is really cool. You can find cheaper ones, but I like the quality that I get with the Park Tool for a little bit more money. 23 bucks for this thing. Here's what's really cool. You can fill it with grease, or you can screw it on top of the tube of grease that you get. Here it is on the HPG1. This keeps your hands clean. You can get into really tight spots to get that grease in there where you need it to go. 22 bucks. This thing is a lifesaver. I love it. The way you can I screw it onto my tube of grease, and I just leave it. I just leave it like that. I don't even use the can. I like this method a lot better. Very cool product. And then we covered my wash bucket and the Bucket Boss. If you have not gotten into bleeding your brakes, this is not hard. You can do this. 30 bucks under the $35 threshold here. This is a Shimano kit, has everything you need. If you've got a SRAM kit, there's plenty of those. If you need a SRAM kit, there's plenty of those out there. This guy comes with some olives and those things, and it comes with a funnel. I'll show you guys at one point my favorite bleed technique. It's a gravity bleed, super easy. But if you don't have one of these in the shop yet, you need to get one. It's easy to do. You can do it. You don't have to take your bike into the shop. Again, with COVID going on, what we've got is weeks of wait to get your bike, sometimes just simple maintenance. So great to have that in your shop. I did a video on tubeless, going tubeless, doing the conversion. I did a 60-second short on this too. These are the Granite Juicy nipple valve covers. I use these. They come with all these different colors. If you're into tricking out your bike, you can get gold, green, pink, red. They've even, oh look, they've got this new oil slick. But this thing comes in a pack of 2 for 22 bucks or just under 20, depending on what color you get. The pink's a little bit more, it looks like. just under 20 bucks. But what's cool about this is these little tops also are a tool to take off your valve stem, which is really cool. And they come in all these cool colors. These are a little cheaper than some of the bigger name brands, but these things work great. Tried and true. I have tested those out for you guys. If you lose your cap, you can buy a couple spares if you need those, well under the $30 threshold. Let's see what else we've got. If you do not have a chain breaker, this is one of those things that's just a necessity. You got to have it in the shop. Here's the Park Tool for 16 bucks, just under 16 bucks. This will break your chain. There you go. Most modern chains have that link in it that you can break, a power link. So get you one of these to break your master link. It is nice to have. Here's a cheaper one. This is one of those tools where you're good to go with a cheaper option. Here's one for 8 bucks. I'll put that in the description too. Last thing on the list tonight is the Claw. I think this thing is called the Claw, but I have this on my wife's bike and my bike. It's a good little phone holder. It's not probably as good as something like the Quad Lock. Probably not as bulletproof of that, but this is a good holder. The only thing I would tell you is put the bottom in first and then put the top on so that it doesn't push the buttons on the side of your phone. Sometimes I'll even, if I'm not on a trail, I'll leave one on top and then I'll leave one undone on the top so that the bottom pushes up a little bit more, just so it doesn't push down on the buttons of my phone. But it's got a metal clamp that comes in from the sides, and then it's got the plastic things that go in the corner of your phone, and the grip will go nice and tight on your bar. Locks on pretty good. I have been through some hairy stuff with that thing holding my big iPhone Pro Max 12 on it, and it's solid. I'm dying to know what y'all's favorite products are, so I know there's some cool stuff out there that I probably didn't talk about tonight, but drop that in the comments. I'm sure all the other guys and gals watching want to know what those are. Everything we covered tonight, except for a couple exceptions that I just wanted to show you guys, was under 35 bucks, and you can get it right now during the pandemic with the supply chain being a total disaster. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by.